All right, Tabletop Life fans, we're back with another Ultramarine Battle Report. This is Thomas Bird here. We've got all the Ultramarines. Depending on which order you watch this, you may see this list or you may see the other ones. I played something very similar. We're going to play this one versus Brad's Eldar. I made a slight tweak. I tried the Gladiator Reaper. I did not like that tank, so I just swapped in a Lancer. I had 10 extra points. So otherwise, this list is the same. So if you see a similar list, now you know why. Let's go through it real quickly. This is the Iron Storm Spearhead, or Spearhead, I don't know what it's called, the Iron Hands one. So we have Calgar, because, you know, Ultramarines. Got 2 Tech Marines, one with the Augury, so the 6 inches of lethal, and one with the Blank Save Relic. We have a Lone Up Lieutenant. Got 3 units of Inceptors, 2 Plasmas, and 1 Bolters. We got a unit of Company Heroes, just because I think those guys are cool. Not necessarily the best for this list, but I want to try them again. Got 1 unit of Desolators, so we got lots of indirect. 3 Whirlwinds, all the vehicles, all the Whirlwind, all the indirect. 1 unit of Impulsor, so those Desos can get in there and do vehicle things. 2 Lancers, as we talked about. 2 units of Scouts. That's the list. Lots of vehicles. We'll see what Eldar's playing, and we'll go through the missions and see what's happening.
All right, it is Eldar time. We are here. If you watched the last battle report where all this was not painted, I ain't losing 10 points against Thomas because I'll never live it down. So, you know, it's all painted now. So we've got our, we're doing Ynnari again, practicing for Worlds here. So we've got our 3 bombers. We've got 2 falcons. We've got a unit of mandrakes, a unit of warp spiders, 2 units of 5 rangers, 2 units of fire dragons, a unit of swooping hawks, 3 units of scourges with, or scourges, however you want to say it, with Haywire, Yvrain, Illic, and Vizark. So they don't have anybody to join. They're just there by themselves to run out and punch something and die, which is just kind of fine. So pretty simple Ynnari list. The changes that I made from last time was I took out the D-cannons. I picked up some rangers, some fire dragons, transports. The D-cannons just weren't really doing it for me. So we'll see how this list fields against Thomas's indirect Marines. Okay, Thomas won the roll-off, but he let me deploy first. Here's the mission that we're playing. And just so we kind of go over this. So with the National Tabletop League, this is going to be one of the new layouts. This is one of the ones that was designed by Nick Nadvadi and the guys over at Art of War. We rolled off a dice to see who would have table pick. Thomas picked this table. So that's what we're playing, Crucible of Battle. And we got priority targets with Chilling Rain. So maxed out at 10 primary per turn, 15 at the end. So going over the deployment for the Eldar. In this back ruin here, I've got a Falcon with Yvrain and 5 Fire Dragons in it. Just up on the line, we've got the Warp Spiders. We got some Rangers here to go into mid or go over to the left over there to be annoying if we need to. Mandrakes just holding the back. That's what they're doing. We got a pretty good deployment here with the Falcon, with the Vizark and Fire Dragons in it, and we got another Ranger here. Then you've got Swooping Hawks, the 3 Scourges, and 3 Planes off the board. And then Thomas over here. Thomas, what do you got and why do you got it there?
This terrain is like tough because there's such a big backfield. You can sneak in the back. So with Planes, it's a little tricky. You can't just use the cover. He'll be able to come in. So I had to be careful. I put both of my Lancers in reserve to try to pick them. I picked this because I wanted to have a box to hide behind, but I can't fit all 3 Whirlwinds in one box. So I'm not going to get the full benefit from my Aura Tech Marines, but we'll see how we can do. It's really just kind of hide. I do have a lot of artillery, so I'll be able to shoot at him and kill a lot of his guys if I get to go first. So I think I do want to shoot him. It's always tricky to give Eldar turn 2, bottom of turn, especially on this objectives because you can score extra points at the end. So I'm kind of torn whether I want him to go first or not. But I think that's it. We're ready to see who goes first. He's got a lot of reserves, got a lot of death, and he's got a lot of transports full of guys. So let's see what we do. We rolling this? Let's roll it on camera.
Oh, yeah?
Cut him off guard. I rolled a 4.
I gotta find the dice. Gold PTT dice for the win.
Oh, he's going second. That might be better for him. I don't know. But we're going to blast him to bits. It's going to be great. All right, we'll be back. All right. End of turn 1 is done. quickly. I drew capture enemy outpost because of course I did. It's turn 1. Why wouldn't I draw that? I drew cleanse. So Lieutenant walked out here and cleansed. He picked the center objective for his Lieutenant powers. Over here, we march his big beastie, his Falcon, with all his characters as the Oath target.
Mistakes!
He thought he was safe, but I advanced my Impulsor and I jumped out. I didn't get all the powers for pluses to hit and Tech Marines because I advanced and I didn't quite get in range, but I was able to blow it up. It took me one more Whirlwind. He used his Fate Dice to stay alive, so I had to shoot with an extra Whirlwind, so I wasn't able to Whirlwind all the things inside. But between shooting here and shooting at the Fire Dragons that fell out, I was able to charge with these Scouts instead of cleansing. I figured I'd just die anyways. Cleanse here, so I killed those Scouts, that's a big deal, and I tagged these Fire Dragons, causing problems. I did shoot my Bangor launcher down here just to chip away. I only rolled a 1 for the shot, so I was only able to kill one guy. But damage was done. He uses Phantasm to move those Rangers with the character a little closer to that wall, threatening my Lieutenant. But not too bad. I like where I'm at turn 1. We'll see what he does on his bottom of turn 1.
All right, so I'm so mad about that mistake with Falcon. I should have asked him, and I should have known that he could advance and get out. I literally pre-measured his normal moves, and I was like, I'm safe. He's like, I could advance. I'm like, man, how do I not know this? Amateur hour over here, and I'm going to pay the price in this game. Pretty sure that I'm just so mad about it. It messed everything up. I'm less Fire Dragons. My Vizark doesn't have as much movement. I'm screened out from getting to these. This should all be dead. It's all going to live. I had to spend my CP to fall back. Like, this is just, it's atrocious. So I had to spend CP to fall back and shoot here because I have to at least kill these guys. Mandrakes are just going to try to kill them as well. I can't just let them be a nuisance and keep picking stuff up. The Vizark is going to... So what he's going to do is he's going to deploy Teleport Homers in the mid just in case I miss my charge. Then I'll at least score secondaries. But otherwise, he's going to charge into this pile of crap right here. He's not going to do a lot, but that's basically all I can do because he's just dead next turn because he's out of the boat. I was hoping he'd be able to go into like Inceptors or something like that. It's not going to happen. Mistakes were made. We advanced this all the way over here. I just wanted to get onto the objective. I wanted to be able to just go from here to mid if I need to. Just make it more annoying for him to be able to pop this and try to take this objective for me in this next turn. So Thomas decided to rapid ingress his Lancer over here so then he can move and shoot this. He's going to try to say farewell to my second transport in the turn, which it's kind of okay because he's going to kill that. I'm going to kill this. That's just what's going to happen. So I'm okay with this because that means that it's going to be one less Lancer that's shooting at my planes when they come in. So it's okay. It's a good trade. It's a good tactic. He wants that transport. If the transport doesn't die, he knows it can be annoying. These guys moved up here. He chose to move 6 inches away. Then I moved my Warp Spiders. I can either shoot at this guy or I can shoot at Kelgar's squad. So I'll get a little bit from my behind here. Obviously, I picked behind and I picked deploy Teleport Homers. So we'll see exactly what I get out of that. Yeah, I don't like this at all. The indirect is hard. I was prepared to sit there and just take it for 2 turns, but this vehicle dying because of the direct fire was not in my calculations. So super unfortunate. So yeah, we're gonna see what I do now. All right, so I decided not to go up with this guy. I just wanted to get my points. No reason to throw him away on his turn. Just make him dedicate something to it. Didn't kill these guys in shooting. Had to charge into him. Still didn't kill them. And my Fire Dragons died. I was hoping that the Mandrakes were going to kill them in combat. I need to literally do 4 wounds. I did 3. Fire Dragons rolled all 1s and 2s to hit. So nothing. The plan was for the Mandrakes to kill them, move 3 inches into this cubby, and then for the Fire Dragons to go all the way into the corner there and basically be safe from their shooting. And all he had would be indirect to shoot them. Plans did not happen. So literally nothing is going my way. I'm now a salty Eldar player this game. F Thomas, F Joe, F everybody.
This is great. I love it. All right, that was a good turn for the Marines. I dropped some Inceptors back here. I'm like, guess what? I got you, bitch. I dropped in, did some work on them, blew the tank up. Those guys fell out, battle shocked, and it's so empowering to like beat up on Eldar. Like they're so bad. They're so hiding behind walls, and now I can just shoot him wherever he is. So I shot the thing. He went down. He spent a fate dice. He used a 6, so he almost just died from the Inceptors. But then I shot the big boy over here. Did him in. The guys fell out. I artilleried him a little bit. Just 2 guys left here, but they are battle shocked. And I'll still steal the OC. Like, he's only 3 guys left. He won't even get 5 points. Oh, so good. I got capture enemy outpost, and I got the primary. Over here, we shot a bunch of little guns. He's got to take a test. Ooh, he can fail it. It'll be good. He gets 0 primary. Get out. Oh, that's right. 3 guys. That's right. The tank. Oh, no. All the things. Warp spiders died. These guys came in, investigated signals. I never felt so good. This is a different game right here. Got Salty Brad. You can't see that very often. It's great. Over here, 1 Mandrake lived. He owes me a battle shock. Vizark took it in the face, and I finished him with the last shot on the Bangor launcher. All right, let's go to his turn. 2, see if his planes can do me in. He thinks he's going to table me right now. Let's see what happens.
All right, so here's what we did here. Fire Dragon shot into these guys, killed 2. She shot into the Scout, killed 1, charged backwards. He was down to 1 wound, killed the Fire Dragon back. I had all 3 Scourges lined up to go into here, and the Rangers, he made them pop smoke. So he was -1 to hit, so I was hitting on 5s. It is down to 3 wounds. There was really nowhere good for me to bring in the planes. I could have risked him taking Overwatch, and I could have brought in 1, maybe 2 planes right here. And that could have then, guaranteed this thing dying and shot into them. But then both of those planes would have just died because he would have the Desolations and the other Lancer. So it's kind of just okay. He'll bring that in, and then we'll see where I can go in next turn. He came in, I auto-passed the Battle Shock. He's just going to get behind and deploy. So he'll score me my points. And that's all I can do. That's all I can do.
All right, that was a brutal turn. I just was like, let me try to pick up some of this stuff. And then I started looking at the board. I'm like, I had to bring my reserves in. He was debating his planes coming in last turn, and he didn't have some good targets because of the 24-inch range. And I pushed him back a little bit. And since this tank lived here, I was able to use that and on all my reserves. They're just kind of spread all the way around. And it's just like Screentown City here. I got a good advance. It just really blocked him. So we'll look and measure. I don't know that he can even bring his planes in. So it's turn 3. The planes will just die. That's how it works. They don't get to come in. Because he can't rapid ingress them now. Like they're dead. I was able to pick up with all my indirect. I got overwhelming force, so I killed 2 units here. I shot a bunch of Scourges down. And then we killed those guys on the objective. So we're going to get the full overwhelming force. And I got extend battle line, so I'm going to get the full secondary here. This may be the end of the game. If he doesn't have his reserves to come in, he might be tabled. He only has those 5 guys left. We'll come back and see what he can do, if he can squeeze some guys in, or this might be the game. We'll come back. So unfortunately, the planes could not come in. They did. Screening was complete. These guys jumped out of the ruins here, shot their haywire, killed the tank that was on 3 wounds. I popped smoke last time, and he rolled a lot of 5s, but I was able to stay alive with 3 wounds. I popped smoke again, but he was able to hit 2 6s for dead wounds. Just killed it. Over here, his only unit that could fit was a unit of Swooping Hawks, perfectly behind enemy lines to get his points. I overwatched with the Impulsor full of guys. 6s were lethal just because he's next to the lieutenant. I rolled several 6s. He made a bunch of saves. He's still alive, so he'll score his points this turn. But that's literally all he has on the board is this and the Swooping Hawks. So we'll kind of tally up the score. They're definitely going to be all dead this turn, and we'll see what it ends up as. All right, the score is done. We finished them off. Went in and drew my cards and scored. I was able to get all of the secondaries, so I got max secondaries. I picked up, we're playing Take and Hold, so I was picking up the bonus 15 at the end because I hold all the objectives. So max points there. So I'll get the full 100. And Brad just basically ran out of models with those planes coming in, so he didn't really even get to play much. I got him down to 30. So tough game from a team perspective. He thought the Eldar were going to do really well in this. We're trying to talk it out if he went first, what that would change. It's interesting. It just depends on how aggressive he is with those Falcons. But if they hide in the back, just to be safe, they get whirlwinded. So it just becomes a hard thing with the artillery. And with the planes being the way they are, like I could sacrifice. They're not really super effective into vehicles, so it doesn't. I can feed him some infantry to let him kill him and keep him out of range, and then kill him with the Lancers going second. So they're being reserved. So it's tough. I think it's a tough matchup for him from a team perspective. I just needed to win by a decent margin to get a good score, and I got the max here. So more than I expected. This list I kind of put together on Brad's like urging, and I'm like, I don't hate it. It wasn't terrible. So there you are. We're done. Sorry it was so one-sided, but sometimes those games are, and we can learn something from this. If you like this game, hit that like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.